Okay, domain and range of the function. Now this, again, this is something I just really neglected to teach. I'll take the blame for that. I'm going to try here, but you're just going to tell Mr. Larson that domain and range really wasn't a prominent theme in Algebra 2. Herbson just decided not to. I'll take the blame for it, okay? Okay, we have to find the domain and range of this function, okay? Basically, a domain is any number that x could possibly be. In square roots, that's limited because, you know, when you put square root of a negative number, like -8, it's a domain error. If I find the square root of any positive number, it's going to give me something, okay? Again, I'll repeat that. Square root of a negative number, domain error. Square root of a positive number, not a domain error. All right, now, basically your domain, the inside of that square root, circle the inside of that, okay? Just circle it. And when doing a radical, okay, a square root, your domain, -1x minus 3, has to be greater than or equal to 0, because anything negative, you know, that's less than 0, can't be. All right, so first off, x is multiplied by a negative, so we need to switch the sign. You're basically just solving that inequality. Then you add 3, which is 3, and then divide by -1, and you got your domain. 3 divided by -1 is -3. It's that easy. So x can be any value that's less than or equal to -3. Because let's say I go greater than -3, so like -1. -1 times -1 is 1. Minus 3 is -2. If I find the square root of -2 on a calculator, it's a domain error. Okay? And that's why that is that way. Now, the range is related to the y variable. It's actually pretty easy to find. You're going to need a greater than or less than sign, and here's how you know that, okay? There's no sign outside in front of the square root of the radical, so put a positive, so that means it's going to be greater than or equal. Now, to find the number it's greater than or equal to, if you don't have a number added or subtracted, put +0. And that's what it's greater than or equal to. It's that easy. Okay. Now the next one, domain, range. Again, you have to find the domain first, basically, on these. So again, you have a square root. The inside, we know, cannot be equal to a negative. So I know that x minus 4 has to be only positive values, which is greater than or equal to 0. So here x is multiplied by +1, so it's not going to change. I keep it the same. Then we add 4. That's 4. I don't even need to divide here because it's a 1. So x greater than or equal to 4. Now the y. This time you have a negative in the front before the radical. Then it's going to go switch to less than or equal to. And then outside, after the radical has ended, you don't have a value here, so it's +0. So y is less than or equal to 0. Okay, so that means when you put numbers that are 4 or greater, that's the only ones you can put in for x, all your y's are going to be less than or equal to 0 if you made a table. Again, I'm trying to not have this be a bunch of busy work, so maybe my explanations are a little short, but, you know, I'm trying not to over-convolute it here in May. It's my fault. I'll go back and... Okay, domain 3x plus 6. That can be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, now your x is multiplied by a +3, so greater than equal, it will stay. Put the x there. Minus 6. Then divide -6 by 3, and that's -2. So x has to hold only values that are greater than or equal to -2. Otherwise, it's going to be a domain error. Okay, now the range, y. You don't have a sign in front, so put a positive, so that one's going to be greater than or equal. And this time after the square root has ended, you have a value there, so you don't put plus 0. And then 4 is your critical value. So you can only put x's that are greater than or equal to -2, and then your y values will start at 4 and then get higher from there. Okay, domain, range. Okay, domain, again, it's just solving an inequality. That x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 0 every time, okay? Because you can only have positives coming out of the square root. Okay, you have a positive multiplier. And you minus your 3. That's -3. You don't have to divide by 1. That's silly. So x has to hold values that are greater than or equal to -3. Now your range, you do have a negative in front, so the y's are going to be less than or equal. Okay? And you don't have to put plus 0 because you have your value there. You have -5. Okay? So you got your domain, got your range, bam. If you have a question, let me know.